Kapperkick, freedom. We're just gonna dive on and might get deep. You don't necessarily have to agree with me, and that is the beauty of America. So a couple years back, went and saw Cheech and Chong play with War up in Austin. Had a great time. Beautiful. Love War. If you guys haven't discovered War, the band, you are missing out on some beautiful, beautiful music. And to give you maybe a feel for how important War is, they played with Jimi Hendrix, or he played with them. He sat in with them the night before he died. It's a beautiful concert. It's on YouTube. I'll put the link down below if you want to check it out. I love War. I love Jimmy. So for the two groups to play together is I like it. So sitting there watching War, and the harmonica player, the original harmonica player, was a guy named Lee Oskar. And Lee Oskar was badass. He's even got his own line of harmonicas. So Lee Oskar, very, very good harmonica player. Mickey Raphael. Anyway, we won't get into all my favorite harmonica players, but so he's no longer with the band. But the new guy is a Vietnam vet, and he wants to play the national anthem. So I stand up, and it is a beautiful rendition of the national anthem via harmonica. And people got up and walked out. And I'm a firm believer in freedom. You're free to do whatever you want. The national anthem kind of gives you that that song doesn't give you the freedom, but that's kind of like, hey, this is our song. This is our jam, yo. And at least just sit while playing it, but don't walk out on it. And that's freedom. They had the freedom to walk out. Kind of bummed me out, but that's what people do. Colin Kapperkick, he's upset with where America's at, and he's making a statement. And we don't protect this freedom of speech that we like. We protect freedom of speech, period. Period. You can even burn the flag. I mean, it bums me out when you burn a flag, but hey, that's your God-given American constitutional right to burn flags, to sit down, to stand up, to, all right, so in 1968, the Olympics, the two athletes that put their hand up in protest, I listened to an interview the other day. He actually wasn't doing that for the Black Panthers. He was doing that for, period, the way people are treated in America in second-class citizenry and the things that we got going on. And I fully support that. I mean, I know that the Olympics is not supposed to be a political statement. There in this last Olympics, there was an Iranian lady who held up a sign, and she was upset that Iranian women were not allowed to watch Iranian men compete in any kind of, sports. And they tried to make her leave, and she's like, screw you, I'm not leaving. And so they just gave up and left her. So look at that. At least he uses blinker. Oh, I got cut off the other day bad. But anyway, so rules are meant to be followed, but rules are also meant to be broken. And that's the rule. You can't follow a rule every single time. We won't get into specifics, but ambulance driving through a red light, you want them to stop. You want them, I mean, they do stop because nobody else is going to stop for them, so they got to check it. But they go through red lights. We give people certain leniencies to not follow rules, or to follow rules, or to go with, because it's you can't always say always. You can't always say never, because that's just not the way it goes. So I think the problem So, all right, in my head, why I served or how I was able to serve was that my buddy Larry, who's a surfer in California, my entire time I'm like, you know what? I'm out here, this sucks, Iraq, Afghanistan, it's hot, it's dirty, you know? In my head, I'm like, Larry is out there surfing waves for me, he's happy, he's living free, and a little bit of suffering for me in the desert is worth knowing that people are out there enjoying their freedom, you know? But on the same note, New Yorkers are complete assholes to everybody, right? But it's just the way they are. But they're free to do that. And I think that's the point, is we're free to do whatever we want. And it's just freedom. You can't complain about it because you're free as well. It's the parable of the guy who hires the guys in the morning to come pick his fields grapes, and then hires the people in the later afternoon and hires people that, and at the end of the day, you know, the guys who worked all day are like, oh man, we're gonna get paid big time, because compared to those guys, you know, we got paid, we worked all day. But the deal was he was going to pay them a day's wage. So how can you complain? My deal with you is I told you I would pay you a day's wage. Doesn't matter they only worked 15 minutes. I told them I would pay them. That's freedom. A blanket covers all of us equally. And so I think, look at the message, which it's the issue. You know, we have an issue with the guy who won't stand during the raising or the playing the national anthem, but we don't seem to have an issue with people spewing hate, you know, with people sending emails and things, with all these other things that are going on. Shouldn't we be more focused on the issues and not the fact that he's sitting during the national anthem? Let's focus on why he's sitting during the national anthem. And then when you examine the issue, you're like, he's got a pretty good point, you know? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Justin Bieber did last night. It doesn't matter. What matters is in this country is what we're doing as a collective whole, and what we're doing as a collective whole is just flushing it down the toilet because we're not paying attention. You know, hey, look, you know, no, look at the issues. This is how young people, you people, whatever, are gonna change this world. Is you guys stop arguing. Okay, one lesson I learned: if you're trying to convey something to an officer, the moment you get into feelings or emotions, they stop listening. It's all factual. I think 2 or 3 times, like I had to alright, check myself like in the middle and go back to facts, because they don't listen to, I don't know how they're able to do it, I don't know who teaches them that, but as soon as feelings get involved, bam, nobody listens. So you need to argue with facts only. And not even argue. The moment you're arguing, you're toast. You need to speak. Then you need to open your ears and listen, because the only way you're going to win an argument and not be in a stalemate is by, okay, I hear your argument, or I hear your topic of discussion. Breathe for a second. Here's my counter. You know, I believe this. These facts support this. Ta-da. And that's the way we should argue. You can't be like, as soon as that person starts speaking, you already have your, this, because maybe that person might say, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, what else you got? You know, the truth is in the middle between your story and my story. There's a happy medium, and nobody's, you know, you won't be mad at somebody, be mad at Congress for not passing anything, for not doing something, for not sitting, you know, they should have sat down in the room. Look, we try to make the Israelis and the Palestinians sit in a room every couple months to try to get along. We really need to make our own country people work. We are pretty much almost that divided Palestinian and Israeli. I mean, that's how much hate seems to be going on between Republicans, Democrats. We're all Americans. We're all born in this great country. Why fuck it up? Like, all you gotta do is do the right thing. Like, oh, okay, you know what? I will speak to you. I will listen to you. I will respect you. You will respect me. We'll have dialogue. And, you know, we'll fix this mess versus what we got going on. So I think that, and leave the poor swimmer alone, Gabby. She was wearing the American flag. She was supporting America. She was there, being you and me, and I just is it the anonymity of the internet that allows people to just be hateful, or is it just where we're at these days, where I don't care about you, and I'm going to state whatever factual feelings I have, you know? Sports are supposed to bring us up, show us, hey, look, if you got off the couch, stopped eating Cheetos all day, this is what you could do, you know? Bruce Lee, awesome podcast from last week. They're talking about, you know, he had his aim, his goal of what he was going to do and what he was going to be. But it was quality. It was, you need to make your dreams bigger. If your dreams don't involve you landing on the moon or flying to Mars, these are allegories, then what are you doing with your life? Oh, I came here to work at McDonald's, you know, maybe, you know, have a kid or two or something, I don't know. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you want to have a kid or two, you want to go to school, you want to see the Pantheon, you want to start a religion, I don't, whatever. Whatever you want to do it, but be the best that you can be at that. Don't be a mediocre, what was the quote? No man can avoid being born average, but no man has to be common. Satchel Paige. Hey, I actually remembered a quote. And a beautiful one I saw the other day from Malcolm X was, if you're not willing to die for it, put the word freedom out of your vocabulary. And I think that's, put your money where your mouth is. If you're not willing to protect freedom or earn your freedom, shut the fuck up. Stop worrying about this stupid shit. Let's fix the problem. Let's not deal. We got all these leaks and we're just putting our fingers in it, but maybe the problem is the fact that there's too much water on the other side. So, you know, we need some more global warming so we can lose water, and then we'll be okay. How about that? We'll desertify the entire planet. And no, I'm joking. Anyway, aim high, and whatever you hit, as long as it's not low, you know, that's the problem, is we're aiming too low. We're accepting crap. We're turning crap. They've got websites now where you can go onto it and pay someone to take your class. You know, it's one thing we used to, you know, hey man, what's the answer to A or B, or, you know, what do you know about this? Hey, ooh, okay. No, we've got people doing their entire class for them for as little as $600. Hey man, why don't you take the past for me, and then we'll be good. I don't know. I'm not saying you guys are doing this. I'm just saying that this is what you're up against. You're up against people who, I don't know, they don't care, or it doesn't matter. I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he said that all these people are free Dungeons and Dragons players, lawful evil, which means they're lawful because they're doing whatever they feel is lawful. They're evil. It's just okay, and I think that's kind of where we're at. There's a really good YouTube video about the difference between a republic and a democracy, and how we are actually supposed to be a republic, but that somehow through fluoride in the water to make us. But don't. Who cares about why Colin Kapperkick, or not why, the fact that he is sitting. Think about why he's sitting. Look at that, and let's fix that problem. We got people killing cops in this country. We got cops killing people. You know, it's yeah, my life is valuable. I love life. I don't want to die. But if I mercilessly, even ignorantly kill somebody to save my own life, what value does that put on my life? What value? You know, I'm a dirtbag. I just killed somebody because, you know, take that split second to breathe before you do something. If it's your time to go, it's your time to go. I don't think there's any way. I mean, I'm gonna do everything I can to stay alive, up to, but not including the harming of innocent children or the harming of innocent men or women who weren't part of the problem and didn't do it. You know, I mean, that's the problem with serial killers. If only, you know, like Dexter, they went around and killed bad people, it wouldn't be bad. But I mean, look, in the end, he kills his own sister. I mean, shoot, I hated his sister, but and I'm sorry if I just spoiled Dexter for you. It's been like 4 years, so I figure it should be safe. Do you mean the Death Star gets destroyed at the end? Oh my god. Anyway, it's like a lie. Once you make one lie, there's a lie to cover that lie, and they just keep on going. And in this day and age where nobody really gets repercussions, you know, whether they're swimmers sexually assaulting people or it's not all or nothing. Like, you know, President Obama. Alright, so I was at Pearl Harbor for the memorial last year on, you know, the day, the anniversary, and the Japanese were there, and I was listening to a lot of the way the speeches were going, and I felt bad for the Japanese because, you know, it came off very much like, I don't know what the word, you know, I do not like Pearl Harbor, you know, the attack on it. It's a horrible day, but I can't hate the Japanese right now and go, oh, you bombed Pearl Harbor, you suck. No, because that wasn't them. Just because a country made of people doesn't mean that those people are still guilty, you know, of doing that. You can't blame Germany now because hardly any of those people are still around. I mean, it's just ridiculous the way that we put blame on people. But I don't think to apologize. Say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, but saying I'm sorry doesn't mean I'm now legally responsible, and you can sue me and say, the Japanese admitted responsibility for the bomb Pearl Harbor. No. It's just saying, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. We made a mistake. Or you made we won't get into. Technically, I believe we were justified. However, I'm not happy with the answer, but what else were we going to do? Like, World War II was going. We were trying to inflict the least amount of damage as possible. And if you want to hear a really good podcast about that, Dan Carlin, I forget what it's called, but he does a 3-hour talk about why we dropped the bomb. And you're like, this is a horrible answer, but it was the best answer they had. So, you know, we didn't start World War II. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe if I was Japanese, I'd have they were stealing our this and that, and, you know, people were taking this, and maybe, you know, everybody can justify something. You know, I mean, everybody can justify something because there's always two sides to the story. But Pearl Harbor was, a blatant attack, so it was open declaration of war. I think, if you bring a gun to a knife fight, you're done. You're dumb. It's over. So somebody hits you, you stab them. Somebody stabs you, you shoot them. Somebody shoots you, you pull out a nuclear weapon. That's the only way you're gonna win. You can't just, we'll just kind of play with you. ISIS, we played with them long enough. Like, you just have to do something. And this has covered all kinds of topics. I really just wanted to start off with freedom, and talk about my Malcolm X quote that I love. But that's freedom. That's the world we live in, and it is a jumbled mess, and that is all the issues that we're playing with. I don't have all the answers. I got a couple. I don't know if they're the right answer. It's like I have friends who are economists, and I ask them, like, hey, can you explain the no. I have a degree, and you wouldn't like the answer anyway, and it's like, all right. I don't know. All you can do is be the best you can be, and all I can do is be the best me I can be. And that's it. Don't let evil travail. Don't walk by bad things happening to people. Don't sit back. Don't just as a member of society, as a good person of the world, we have to speak up for the people that can't be spoken for the people that can't talk for themselves, for the people that nobody listens to. Right makes might. That was King Arthur's, no, he's hypothetical, not real, but Steinbeck, there's some really good King Arthur books. Steinbeck's good. Right makes might, not the other way around. The fact that, not necessarily God is on our side, but the good is on our side. Why can't we succeed and make the world a better place? And it's a lot of weight on your shoulders, because I myself looking at the problem and like, that's pretty much a tsunami of shit. But you know what else you got to do? Aim high, achieve your goals, and then smash it all to pieces and just keep on going, make new goals. Everyday goals. Bruce Lee even said goals that you may not achieve, but just put them out there. They were talking about people are afraid to say what their ultimate dream is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not afraid. My ultimate dream is just be happy and find peace. I think that might be the hardest dream out there, because I don't know if you've looked around lately. I don't see a lot of peace, but peace is within, and it's where you make it, where you find it. So that's my goal. Be happy and find peace. And surf a lot. So, this wasn't meant to be a quickie. This was, I was going to roll with it and see wherever it went. And I hope you liked it. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys are awesome. I hope life is treating you fairly. I think that's about as good as it gets. But I hope you are overcoming adversity and discovering who you are and developing character and learning. There is no defeat as long as you learn from it. Bruce Lee. Ta-da. The end. Because he said it much better than I could have ever said it. So train hard, have a good one, and thank you. Hooyah.